What's up? Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm with Brian and Eric. Both of them are Amazon sellers, and we're going to go through one of their successful products, which does how much a month?
This past month, it did just over $30,000 in revenue.
$30,000 from one product?
Just one product. Yeah.
How's the profits on that after PPC? Is it good?
I'd say it's a little bit more of a volume product, but we did 25% last 30 days.
That's great.
Over past 12 months, it's pretty consistent between 25%.
Nice. So we're going to go through the strategy of how they found the product so that we can reverse engineer what worked, so that hopefully you guys can learn from it and maybe replicate it.
So I'll refresh this for you guys here and you can see the figure. So based off the last 30 days, top guy here, we did just over 30,000, 31,509. Pretty solid conversions. We've done a lot of split testing in regards to images, copy, all those things along those lines. So our conversion rate's pretty strong overall. And yeah, I definitely say that we're a market leader for this product specifically because of the fact that we were able to differentiate. And I want to disclose the differentiation point and the way that we found it actually, and I'll kind of peel back here a little bit.
How did you guys get started when looking for that product?
So this was actually our legacy product. This is the first product that we took to Amazon, and this is the product that really proved the concept to us for one. So we went through a course and essentially we just followed the framework in regards to how to use Viral Launch is the product software that we use in order to find this product. So I'll kind of go through the parameters that we looked and the filters that we kind of go through in order to establish what product we want to find and what keywords we want to sift through. So first of all, because it was our first product, this would have been our first risky investment, not risky investment, so to speak. There's things that you can do to manage that risk by all means, but this is our first product where we're going to be putting capital into it. Again, haven't proved the concept just yet. So our strategy was to get into a market that didn't require a lot of approval, so to speak. So nothing that was gated, nothing that required certifications by all means, things along those lines. So when searching for this product, we typically looked in the categories that I have listed right now: arts and craft, kitchen and dining, office products, pet supplies, sports and outdoors, toys and games, home and kitchen, patio, lawn and garden, tools and home improvement. So this product, to kind of give you an overview in regards to what it's actually in, we're selling within the tools and home improvement, and more so specifically the home improvement niche.
Nice.
Okay. With that said, when we're using this, first of all, we use the keyword tool specifically. We don't go into the product tool because at the end of the day, you want to understand what the opportunity is specifically for that keyword. That's how you get awareness on Amazon. So look in the keyword tab, look within these categories. For our first product, just to minimize the capital needed for the business, we typically wanted a product between the $10 to $50 price point. So we searched within, and we wanted to essentially find a product that was consistently producing $5,000 in revenue. Again, first product, wanted to prove the concept with us, didn't want to find a home run right off the bat. It ended up turning to be a pretty solid product by all means. But this product, I'd say a prime example of something that get into the market when it's low competition, not doing a crazy amount of revenue, but has historically been selling well over time. So using Google Trends to establish what the keyword and the trends of that product to see how it's been increasing. And now, when we enter the market is probably averaging around 300 reviews. So this is what we typically like rule of thumb in order to enter into a market and it not be too competitive. We try to launch products under the 300 review count. Fast forward 2 years, the average review count is like 4,000 for this product. Our product currently sits at almost 2,000 reviews. So we're competing pretty well. And with that review count increasing, it's now boxed out competition. Not a lot of new people are coming in to sell that product now, right? So great in that sense. And we just essentially looked through here. So we went through and we just essentially created a big bulk list of product ideas. We would put them in, we would pull them up on Amazon, just like this. And then we would pull up the market intelligence, Viral Launch Chrome extension.
Yeah.
So
you guys use Viral Launch a lot, huh?
Yeah. Viral Launch is something that we've always used from the get-go. There's definitely some things that show like different results, so to speak, but it's pretty accurate for the most part. Like if I were to look at our product on Viral Launch, it shows the correct amount of revenue compared to our dashboard on Seller Central.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a bit more used to Helium 10, but I guess Viral Launch does the job as well.
Yeah. they're all very similar in nature, but by all means.
By the way, guys, if you want to get viral launch and use it to find products to sell on Amazon with the same strategies that they shared in this video, go to the link in the description below and use code BRAX to get 40% off annually or 20% off monthly. And if you wanted to get Helium 10, which is the tool that we're more used to talking about on this channel, then go to helium10free.com, and then from there you can use code BRAX50 for 50% off your first month, or code BRAX for 10% off every month. So they both do pretty much the same thing. Find the one that is either cheaper or that you're more comfortable visually with. And I personally use Helium 10 because it's a bit more powerful, but you can use either and find products, as you can see in today's video.
So for example, I'm not going to show the exact product, of course, but if we were looking at this, we would want to take out the outliers to make sure our data is not skewed, of course, and update the analysis. We'd also want to take out the sponsored ad. Okay. And a couple of the biggest things that we'll look for, and I won't go through this in detail, but we want to make sure that this product wasn't brand dominated. So it wasn't brand dominated by one big brands, or if this keyword was being dominated by a seller that launched multiple SKUs, therefore had a lot of real estate onto the first page, and more specifically in the top 10. That wasn't the case, which was great. We looked at BSR in order to determine the demand specifically within the category. Okay. And now what we typically do is we try to find products that are under 10,000 in BSR, just a couple, just to prove the concept. What you'll find is, if you find a lot that are very, very low, that typically means that the products are doing higher volume. Again, that wasn't our approach with this product. It was more so to prove the concept. So something that wasn't selling like crazy, but it did show signs of demand. We also wanted to look at search volume for the specific keyword. And we wanted to find a product that did over 2,000 in search volume. And the reason for that is because, that's just one of the keywords. We want to have as much real estate as possible across the listing, across multiple keywords. So as long as the main keyword was producing 2,000 in search volume, we knew that we'd be able to yield at least $5,000 on a monthly basis in return to start. And then when we scaled, hopefully that would increase. And that's exactly what happened. And then the other things that we look at in this is just to make sure that it's being dominated by the FBA fulfillment, because that's what our approach that we were going to do. We sent it into Amazon. We wanted to make sure that it wasn't, so to speak, dominated by Amazon sellers like this or FBM, because then these guys will have the same fulfillment method as us. And then lastly, typically between that $10 to $50 price point, in order to make sure margins are still strong, ideally find a product within the standard size tier. So our product ended up landing in the 10 or the large standard size tier. So it didn't affect our margins too much. The price point for it, in its peak season, it sells at around $25. And then when it slows down, typically around 16 to 18. So it fluctuates quite a bit, but when it picks up, it's pretty solid. And then overall, again, just looking at the top 10 listings here to base, because our goal is to get into the top 10 at the end of the day, right? Referencing the data from Viral Launch, again, the parameters that I set up, we wanted to find a product that was producing under 300 reviews, and over $5,000 in revenue, and between a price point of $10 to $50. And it all made sense. So we found that product and we're like, okay, so there's obviously other sellers selling this product, and we wanted to find a differentiation point. And that was extremely crucial for us, especially for our first product. We didn't want to be like every single other seller out there. We wanted to stand out. So funny enough, the product that we ended up selling, the keyword was predominantly plastic related products. So the material was made out of plastic. Okay. And we ended up launching a stainless steel product. Okay. It was kind of a leap of faith. There was one other seller selling that product. So in order to determine that, what we did was we ran polls on PickFu. I'll let Eric dive in here because he's the one that typically does that. But
yeah. So again, because we didn't have the actual data for the stainless steel option that we wanted to launch, we wanted to see based off of what people are thinking, what people like, whether or not this product would be viable before bringing it to market. So again, a little bit of a gamble. We knew the demand for the keyword was there, but what we wanted to also know is like, okay, if we were to launch a variation that's not actually being sold on Amazon very aggressively at this point in time, would we get the traction that we need? Will we get the attention that we need? And will we be able to stand out amongst all the other competitors that have these, these plastic products? Now, with that being said, the plastic products, as you can imagine, comparing plastic versus stainless steel is going to be much more expensive to source. And with that being said as well, we're going to be able to sell at a more premium price. So right off the bat, we were like, okay, it's going to be a more premium product. But one of the barriers we were thinking of was like, okay, if we were to go onto the market, I think the plastic version of the product sells for like $12.99, which is okay. I mean, the margins weren't amazing with it or anything like that. But we knew like, okay, if we were going to go into the stainless steel option, we would have to find a price point that made sense for our margins, of course. And ideally, at least looking for that 30% mark, ideally after PPC. In this case, as Brian mentioned, we do on average like 25% margin with it after PPC, which is very solid considering that it does a lot of volume. So basically what we did is we used this tool right here. It's very, very useful. It's called PickFu. It's essentially a split testing software or a website. I don't know what you call these things, but basically what we did is we took a screenshot of the plastic option, a screenshot of this of the stainless steel option. We uploaded it into these guys here. And all we did is the question we asked to consumers was, based off of these two products, would you prefer to buy a plastic version or a stainless steel version, right? And I think at the time we had actually listed off the benefits of the stainless steel or something like that, just to give them a little bit more context as to why we're choosing this particular product. An average poll is 50 respondents, but we wanted a little bit more data. So I believe we paid for 200 respondents. Just to get a little bit more. And to be even more specific, what we actually did is we created a custom audience here. And the audience that we used was people with an Amazon Prime membership. So it's not exactly accurate, right? Because we don't know if these people are actually our target market. We don't know if these people are interested in the actual product, but it's as relevant as possible for us to be like, okay, is there going to be enough data for us to be able to make a decision on whether or not this product's going to be viable?
Yeah.
Sure enough, 30 minutes later, the poll came back. And it was a landslide, basically. Like people 100% preferred the stainless steel option.
Also, guys, if you want to get PickFu and get 50% off your first poll, you can use it to run polls to get real feedback from real people on your own business. So make educated business decisions, just like the Zap twins did in this video. Go to pickfu.com/Brax and get your first poll 50% off. Guys, don't ever buy anything without a discount code online. There's almost always a discount code somewhere out there. So I'm going to give you as many as possible. And obviously this one and Helium 10 and Viral Launch are affiliate links. So if you do use them, thank you so much. You help me keep this channel alive.
So we went with it. We started doing some sourcing for it, and we got a little bit more creative. One of the biggest things that we did, because again, we didn't want to just be like a Me Too product. Number one, we were differentiating by going with a different material, stainless steel. Obviously, this product can be used both indoor and outdoor. So it gives people that versatility that it's not going to go and rust on them or just break or anything like that. But we also read through the reviews and we understood like, okay, at a consumer standpoint, what are people saying? What are people not liking? And we found a really good point that we were able to differentiate on.
Like Eric mentioned, we looked at negative reviews. So again, in order to minimize risk with any product that you launch, you want to rely on data. So what we did is we went down to the reviews to find products that, typically have 1-star reviews and look at the negative reviews that people are saying. And you're listening to customer data here. This is an opportunity for you to differentiate your product based off what people are actually saying about the product current state.
How many units did you have to order to make that specific mold?
Yeah, we ordered 2,000 units for our first order.
Okay. What was the cash flow like? And how much did you guys invest initially? And then when you had to order that second order, did you have to put in new money into it and not the money from the order, from like the sales?
Yeah, for sure. So after shipping, we paid about like $7,000 USD. The product was sourced for $275. We're actually still locked in at that rate, which is really good because the price has been going up as material costs has been going up in China. So it's $275. So the inventory order was about $5,500. I think it was like $5,600 or something like that because we had to pay, we put everything on the credit card. So we paid the Alibaba fee for it essentially. So it's $5,500 and then it was about $1,500 or so to ship, I believe. Somewhere in and around that ballpark.
And in regards to putting capital back in, we didn't have to. We were able to use the profits that we got from that product and reinvest into a larger inventory order.
Yeah.
So to recap, I usually say that product research is done in 3 steps. And from what I heard, you guys killed in every single step, which is why you succeeded. So the first step, which is finding a product idea according to a criteria that you have in mind. So whatever you can afford to do and what you're looking to, what kind of work you're looking to put into it, you find that idea. Second step is to validate the market. And then you guys did that with Viral Launch, and then you found exactly what you were looking for. And then third step, which is the most important one, is to differentiate the product. And you guys went above and beyond, sounds like, with differentiating the product. So I can only imagine why you guys succeeded. If you guys have any questions for Eric and Brian, Let me know in the comments if you'd like us to do another video where we share their story from start to finish. This was only a product research video. And where can they find you if they want more from you?
Yeah, so they can find us on YouTube. We're slowly building out our YouTube channel. It's the Zab Twins, so the ZAB Twins. Same with Instagram, the Zab Twins. Yeah, those are our 2 main social channels. So,
All right, perfect. Thank you guys so much for sharing all this information.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Hit the thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe, and go check out the guys. Click right here if you want to see another product research video, or right here to see another video. So click here or here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.